Welcome to the 31st video of the course of as persistent with C++ and Qt. You know, this is Carlos, and we're going to start with testing or implement or development of the inference engine or the inference kernel so far. So what I did is to do a lot of stuff because I found we have several errors. So something that we need to talk first is that this testing is something not normal, it's unusual, because we need to be very careful of the parameters that we are calling. For example, if we go to the main that I created, I didn't do this test. Let me just toggle. Great. Let me do this test to see what is going on. Okay, so this is a basic test that I did to check if everything is working well. So something that is very difficult to set is these parameters that maybe doesn't mean anything to you in the first glance. Well, what it is the index of the nodes in the tree. So what it does is that we have the 8, the 9, and the 7, and you need to go to the debug to define which. Okay, no worry. We need to go to the debugger to see which ones are the value of these nodes. And something that you need to be very careful is to see that, for example, for a value is only 4 operations. If you set atom in that, it's going to throw an error, and maybe it can be a out of range stack, something like that. So we need to be very careful, and this is just to ensure that everything is okay, because all these functions are called internally in the inference kernel. The inference kernel is sure that it's going to call the correct type of the node. We don't have to worry about doing this in the real system, but it's not harmful to do some testing. Actually, it's mandatory. So we want to talk about that we have an error when we have in our knowledge base we have an OR in the consequence, an OR operation in our consequence, and we were having an error in this. We want to talk about this later, but what happens is in our implementation, we forget to write these instructions, those expressions. So it was having a unexpected behavior. So that's it for it. We need to, well, this is the some of the changes that we need to do. You need to do it to make the inference kernel work properly. And let me see. Okay. So the first step is to add this main.cpp. You can do it very quickly doing add new and C++ source files called name.cpp. I think that you need to go also to the .pro file. Actually, it's not necessary. Here it is. You need to. I think that you did automatically, but you need to ensure that here is the main.cpp. So you go to main.cpp. You need also to do a reference to a resource of the knowledge base. There are two paths, two options. The quickest one is to get the absolute path of the knowledge base in the push file, but well, it's okay, but I would like to, I would prefer to have the resource in the project. So you need to go to Qt, Qt resource file, choose blah blah blah. When the resource is here, you need to add the prefix in editor. It's going to open this window, and you need to set this prefix. After setting the prefix, you need to add a file, that is this one, resource knowledge base. If you need also to, of course, you need to create a folder called resources and put the knowledge base file in there. And that's it for the resources. And something that you also need to do is that the inference engine is a library, and as a library, the definition of library is that it has not any executable, is not going to execute anything. So I explained it in previous videos, but what you need to do is to comment these lines. It says the configuration is static library, and instead of that you need to put a console application. It's not necessary to put the C++11, but it's okay. Template app, and you say that there is a template left, and you need to change for template app in the .prof file. And after that, we'll just do a review or a build. Okay, so that's one of the steps that you need to do. In our knowledge base is here. We have three. I'm sorry for not being that clear, but I would like to explain it to make it clear. This is the first rule, this one. The second rule is this, and this long one is the third rule. So you might want to play with the rules, create a lot of them, and see which ones work or which one is not working. Which index you need to put in the following explained functions. And okay, the first error that we have is that the workspace, we need to set the, let me see, we need to set the structure, the workspace. I don't know why I had an error in that, but you will have it if you were following our implementation. But the workspace has an error, you need to implement it. The second one, to solve this, you're going to have an error. To solve this, you just need to implement it in line, the workspace structure. The workspace structure does not anything. Those aren't dynamic allocated, so we don't need to delete anything. The second issue that we have is that okay, we have an issue in the set value to atom, but I figured out that it was because we are using another knowledge base, for example this one. So you need to be sure that you are editing the correct file, knowledge file. So some way to do it is to ensure that the absolute path is correct. Okay, and the last one is, I just have a book where I write down all this stuff. We have two issues also, and one of them was that it reaches the end of file incorrectly. So this was kind of difficult. Something that I did is to look in another version of the of the inference engine, and I found that in the first Index into the analyzer, well, you know, this is something that we forgot, and we had a break here. We need to change to the return, but also we have where is it, in 153, yes, incorrectly I set the view stack push here, and you need to comment and delete if you have one, because in this way it's not going to work. And what it does is that it throws the signal tree and expected and define it in the file. And the last one was this. So the main, actually what it does is that we need to include these libraries, those headers that we're using. This is from the standard Q text stream, Q core, and the first one is the tree builder, next the lex analyzer. In physics, the analyzer is constructed with both of them, and the inference kernel, we just need the tree builder. It also needs the workspace, but we are creating the workspace internally. After that, we are pushing the file and say if it's compiled. If there is an error, it's going to return false, and it's also going to set a message here. We did set value to atom, it passed, eval, infer, with operation if, and also of that we do the antecedents of this one. One of the antecedents is this 7, and we figure out it is a cube. Actually it is the 7, I think that is this one, and the 18 is this one. So we are saying, okay, it's a cube, and this should say true, this should say is close or false, it's going to say false, and it's going to say true. So let's see, the rule is a cube, 9, yes, it's not a closure, that's correct, it's not a cube, and that's, the rule is not a closure. And this should be 8. Yeah. So you might want to copy this and do your own testing. In the next video, we're going to use the unit testing of Qt to evaluate our functions. It's going to be tough, but okay. See you. Have a great day, and don't forget to look up in our social media, please. So, thank you.